My fellow South Africans, today I wish to address you about the National Dialogue, an initiative that has been in discussion by a number of leaders in our country and many other people for some time.
Smash that subscribe button if you've ever waited 6 hours for Ramaphosa to answer a simple question. Share this if you think national dialogues should involve more than one person talking. And subscribe if you want more comedy gold from the Don himself and what we call South African politics. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to South Africa's greatest comedy performance, Cyril Ramaphosa's National Dialogue, which is about as much of a dialogue as load shedding is scheduled maintenance. Basically, you know what they say about dialogues, right? It takes two to tango. But apparently, nobody told our president that. He's been doing the world's longest political interpretive dance while the rest of us sit in the dark, literally thanks to Eskom, wondering when intermission starts. Let's recap some of Cyril's greatest monologue moments this weekend, shall we? 1. We are addressing load shedding. Ah yes, addressing load shedding. Like how a drunk uncle addresses his drinking problem by switching from brandy to wine. Technical problem solved. The man has been addressing load shedding longer than it takes to get a driver's license renewed at the traffic department, which coincidentally also takes forever because there's no electricity to run the computers. Cyril has been addressing load shedding for so long, candle sales have become a legitimate investment strategy. I've given you a business idea. Eskom's maintenance schedule is now synchronized with the phases of the moon, and somehow that is still more reliable than their power generation. Number 2, we are fighting corruption. This one's my personal favorite. Fighting corruption in the ANC is like trying to drain the ocean with a teaspoon while standing in a leaking boat. Sure, you're technically fighting the water, but maybe, just maybe, Cyril, you should address the fact that you're surrounded by it as well. The man appointed more commissions of inquiry than Jacob Zuma had wives. And just like Zuma's marriages, most of them ended with expensive lawyers and nobody being happy. Number 3, the economy is recovering. The economy is recovering like a taxi is roadworthy. Technically, it moves from point A to point B, but you're never quite sure if you'll arrive alive on time or with all your belongings intact. Our recovery is so strong that the rand is compensating with monopoly money for relevance. Bitcoin is much stronger than our currency, and that digital coin only exists in cyberspace and Elon Musk tweets. Can we talk about Cyril's legendary pauses? The man takes longer to answer a question than Home Affairs takes to process a passport application. You ask him about more unemployment and he's gonna pause long enough for you to actually become unemployed while waiting for the answer. It's like he's buffering in real life, like the old GTA games. Someone needs to check if he's running on dial-up internet or something. His pauses are so long, journalists have started bringing camping chairs to press conferences. Some have reportedly aged a full year waiting for him to finish a sentence about decisive action and turning the corner. Let me help you decode what Cyril actually means when he speaks in these national dialogues. We are having robust discussions. That means we are arguing about who gets to steal first. We are implementing solutions. That means we are forming a committee to form a committee. We have noted your concerns. That means we heard you, but we don't care. We are turning the corner. That means we completely lost, but we're still driving. This is a complex issue. It means I have no idea what I'm talking about. We are making progress. That means things are getting worse, slower than before. The funniest part of all this is watching the cabinet members. They sit there like store mannequins, nodding at appropriate intervals while Cyril does the talking. It's like a political version of Jeff Dunham. Except instead of funny puppet characters, we get Bheki Cele doing his best impression of a competent police minister. Which, let's be honest, is about as convincing as Malema promising to respect white people and property rights. Ministers have become so good at staying silent during these dialogues that they could give mime artist lessons. Although, to be fair, mimes are more expensive than most ANC cabinet members. Speaking of ESCOM, and when are we not? Imagine trying to have a national dialogue when half the country can't even watch it because there's no electricity. It's like Cyril is performing Shakespeare, but the theater keeps getting dark in the middle of Act 2. To be or not to be, that is the ting lights out. Just imagine that happening. I'm sorry. But even the presidential residence probably has backup generators running during his speeches, because nothing says we've solved the energy crisis like the president needing a diesel generator to tell us about solving the energy crisis. Cyril has mastered the political art of using 500 words to say absolutely nothing. It's like watching a master chef prepare an elaborate meal that turns out to be an empty plate with fancy garnish. He can talk for 45 minutes about transformation, and somehow you leave knowing less about the topic than when he actually started talking about it. It's reverse education. Universities should study his speeches as examples of how to maximize syllables while minimizing meaning and saying nothing. This man could give a 2-hour presentation on water and leave you more confused about hydration than when you started listening to him. Meanwhile, the opposition sits there like spectators at a tennis match where only one person is playing. The DA is furiously taking notes like they're at some university. The EFF is planning their next theatrical shout-out and walkout, and the smaller parties are just happy someone remembered to invite them. Everybody's happy. It's political theater at its finest, except the audience has an entire country slowly falling apart while the lead actor practices his monologue in front of millions of people. Foreign diplomats must watch these dialogues like anthropologists studying an extinct civilization, the Ramaphosas. Here, they just observe the South African president, his natural habitat, speaking continually for hours without actually communicating anything of substance. Notice how he uses complex sentence structures to avoid answering simple questions. Fascinating. Here's the thing that makes this all tragically hilarious. While Cyril is basically having conversations with himself, the problems keep getting worse. People are literally dying in hospitals without electricity while he explains why load shedding is temporary. Businesses are closing while he discusses economic recovery. Students can't study because there's no power while he talks about education being the key to success. It's like having a fire department chief give us a lecture about fire safety while the entire city is burning down behind him. And here we are, years into this presidency, and the monologue continues. Cyril is still addressing, still nothing, still turning corners that somehow lead to more corners. At this rate, he'll still be explaining his plan to fix South Africa when the last person immigrates and turns off the lights. Oh wait, the lights are already off. So there you have it, folks. South Africa's national dialogue, where one man talks, everyone else listens, and somehow nothing ever gets said. What do you think? Is Summer Sambit wildin'? Or should we rename it the National Monologue for accuracy? Or maybe the presidential podcast that nobody asked for? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because unlike our president, I actually want to hear what you have to say. So, if this made you laugh instead of cry about the state of our country, you better smash that like button. And you better share it with everyone who needs a good chuckle before they look at their wallet again.